This is it, Eagles fans. The battle we've all been waiting for. Philadelphia vs. Kansas City, a heavyweight rematch under the lights at Arrowhead. The last time these two clashed on the biggest stage, the Eagles humiliated Mahomes and the Chiefs with a relentless pass rush and an MVP performance from Jalen Hurts. But now, with Week 2 right around the corner, the question is simple: can Philly do it again, or will Mahomes strike back? The Eagles' Week 2 showdown against the Kansas City Chiefs isn't just another game, it's a continuation of one of the NFL's most heated new rivalries. Sunday night, Arrowhead Stadium will turn into a war zone. This is more than football. This is pride. This is payback. This is Super Bowl 59 revisited. Philadelphia enters as the slightest of favorites, a 1-point edge on the road, but the real story isn't the betting line, it's the drama building around Jalen Carter. Will the young defensive wrecking ball even be allowed to play after that ugly moment with Dak Prescott? The NFL hasn't ruled yet, and every fan is holding their breath. Because make no mistake, if Carter is out, the Eagles' pass rush changes completely. But if he's in? We already know what happens. Go back to February. The Eagles' defense didn't blitz a single time, not once, and they still battered Patrick Mahomes all night long. 6 sacks. 11 hits. 16 pressures. Mahomes never had a chance to breathe. Philadelphia's front turned the Superdome into their personal playground and walked out champions, holding a 34-0 lead at one point before garbage time points made the final score look respectable. And while the defense was dominant, Jalen Hurts was even better. Steve Spagnuolo sold out to stop Saquon Barkley and dared Hurts to beat him. And Hurts answered with the best game of his life. 17 completions on just 22 attempts. 10 yards per throw. 2 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground, and complete control of the moment. Every big down, every key drive, Hurts was perfect. This rivalry has history now. Super Bowl 57, Mahomes took it. Super Bowl 59, Hurts got revenge. And through 2 meetings on the grandest stage, Hurts has actually outperformed Mahomes statistically, throwing for more yards, rushing for twice as many, and scoring more total touchdowns. But none of that will matter if the Eagles can't finish the job in Week 2. This isn't February anymore. This is Kansas City, on the road, prime time, Arrowhead roaring. The stage is set for another chapter in a rivalry that feels like it's only just beginning. So I'll throw it to you: can Jalen Hurts and the Eagles march into Arrowhead and break the Chiefs' hearts again? Or is this the night Mahomes flips the script? Drop your prediction in the comments below. Who wins Sunday night, Philly or KC? Here's the truth, Eagles fans, this game could swing on one man, Jalen Carter. His status is the single biggest storyline heading into Week 2. If he plays, Philadelphia's defense looks like the most dangerous unit in football. If he doesn't, Patrick Mahomes just got a huge gift. Carter isn't just good, he's elite. He's one of the very best players in the entire NFL, and the numbers prove it. Last season he was everywhere. Number 1 among all defensive tackles in snaps, top 3 in pressure rate, top 4 in pass rush win rate, tied for 3rd in sacks, 2nd in quarterback hits, 2nd in QB hurries with 52, and 1st in batted passes. Oh, and he forced 3 fumbles, more than anyone else at his position. He doesn't just rush the passer either, he stuffs the run, ranking 3rd in run-stop win rate. Simply put, he wrecks game plans. And we saw how badly the Eagles missed him in Week 1. The moment he was tossed before the first play even started, the Cowboys smelled blood. They ran the ball straight at Philly's interior line, ripping off 5.4 yards per carry and piling up 119 rushing yards on just 22 attempts. Dak Prescott admitted after the game, it changed everything. Without Carter, Dallas felt confident to attack. That's why his availability for Sunday night is massive. If Carter suits up, the Eagles gain the ultimate weapon against Mahomes. If he doesn't, the Chiefs get a break they desperately need. But let's not forget, Philadelphia still found a way to beat Dallas in Week 1. Jalen Hurts was the difference maker again, especially on the money downs. That 51-yard strike to Jahan Dotson was pure magic, and when the game slowed down, Hurts' legs kept drives alive. He played like an MVP when it mattered most. Yes, the defense had issues early. Yes, the secondary looked shaky. But they adjusted, pitched a second-half shutout, and proved they can settle down when the lights are brightest. Even with the offense sputtering after a weather delay, the first-half dominance, 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, reminded everyone how dangerous this group can be when they're clicking. Now, let's flip to the Chiefs. Kansas City looked human. They opened their season in Brazil and came back bruised, tired, and short on weapons. No Xavier Worthy. No Rashee Rice. Mahomes was basically out there with duct tape and willpower holding the offense together. Justin Herbert carved their defense apart, looking flawless, and for once, the Chiefs couldn't escape in a close game. Last year, Kansas City lived off clutch wins. This time, they ran out of luck. So here's the setup: Philly has the edge in talent. Kansas City has the home crowd. And the entire balance of power might rest on whether Jalen Carter walks out of that tunnel on Sunday night. Backhand index pointing right now. I want to hear from you. Be honest, Eagles Nation, if Carter plays, do you think Philly dominates Kansas City again? Or do you believe Mahomes will find a way no matter what? Drop your prediction in the comments, type PHI if you're rolling with the Eagles, or KC if you think Mahomes defends his turf. The Philadelphia Eagles are staring down one of the toughest challenges in football, taking on Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid with extra days to prepare. And let's be real, beating Kansas City once is hard enough. But dropping Mahomes and Reid to 0-2? That's almost unheard of. This is the moment where legends are tested. Andy Reid off a bye, or even a mini bye. That man is a mastermind. He doesn't just call plays, he creates chaos. Trick plays, new formations, exotic looks you've never seen before. You can bet he's been cooking something special for this matchup, and the Eagles better be ready for everything. But here's where things get wild: Kansas City is walking into this game short-handed. Their fastest rookie weapon, Xavier Worthy, is likely out with that shoulder injury. And let's not forget, Rashee Rice, their number 1 wideout, is suspended. That leaves Mahomes without his top 2 receivers. For a team that already looked thin on offense, that's a massive blow. Now, Philadelphia didn't waste any time adjusting. With Will Shipley banged up, they pulled the trigger on a trade for Tank Bigsby, a hard-nosed, downhill runner who fits perfectly into the Eagles' tough, smash-mouth style. He's not just a runner either. Don't overlook his impact on special teams. The Eagles may have just found their new return man, and that could change the field position battle in a huge way. Injury updates are critical here too. Landon Dickerson scared fans with that knee and back trouble, but the Eagles waving Kenyon Green tells you everything. They believe Dickerson is going to be ready, and if he is, that's massive for protecting Hurts and controlling the trenches. So the stage is set, the Eagles have momentum, the Chiefs are wounded, but Mahomes and Reid are most dangerous when their backs are against the wall. This isn't just a game, it's a fight for control of the season. Fans, I've got to ask you, do you believe the Eagles can hand Mahomes his first 0-2 start under Andy Reid? Or do you think Kansas City pulls off one of their classic escapes? Drop your predictions below, PHI or KC, let's see who you're rolling with. Alright, let's lock in. If the Eagles want to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 2, there are some absolutely must-follow keys to the game. Let's break it down. Key number 1, pass rush discipline. We all know what Patrick Mahomes does when the pocket breaks down. You can have him bottled up, you can have great coverage downfield, and then, boom, he slips out of the pocket, picks up 15 yards with his legs, and suddenly the whole defense looks deflated. We saw it in Super Bowl 57. We saw it against the Chargers in Week 1. He ran 6 times for 57 yards, and every single scramble felt like a dagger. The Eagles cannot allow that. The rush lanes have to stay disciplined. Set the edge, keep him contained, maybe even use a spy. If Mahomes is allowed to turn broken plays into first downs, Philadelphia will pay for it. Key number 2, stop the run. This might surprise some people, but Kansas City leaned on the run more than usual in Week 1. Pacheco was pounding the ball, Kareem Hunt mixed in, and of course Mahomes chipped in himself. The Chiefs averaged nearly 6 yards per carry, and that is dangerous. Why? Because it controls the clock, it keeps Hurts and the offense stuck on the sideline, and it wears down the defense. The Eagles gave up 5.4 yards per carry to Dallas without Jalen Carter, and you can't let that happen again. Stopping the run is not just about pride in the trenches, it's about keeping rhythm, flow, and control of the game. Key number 3, wake up the passing game. Let's be real. In Week 1, outside of that gorgeous 51-yard bomb to Jahan Dotson, the Eagles' passing attack was quiet. A.J. Brown wasn't getting loose, Devonta Smith wasn't heavily involved, and it left a lot of fans frustrated. That cannot happen against Kansas City. This is the kind of game where you have to take advantage of every opportunity. Brown and Smith are too good to be bystanders. The Eagles need to feed their stars and force the Chiefs' secondary to pick their poison. The formula is clear: stay disciplined against Mahomes, shut down the run, and let your playmakers shine through the air. If Philadelphia can do those things, they've got a real shot at walking out of Arrowhead with a statement win. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think is the biggest key for the Eagles to beat the Chiefs? Is it slowing down Mahomes, stopping Pacheco, or finally letting A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith dominate? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This one's going to be a battle. Here's the truth: if the Eagles don't open up this offense, Kansas City will smell it. Steve Spagnuolo is one of the smartest defensive minds in football. If Philly becomes one-dimensional, he'll unleash blitzes, disguise coverages, and the Chiefs' defense will start flying around with confidence. That's how games slip away. Against Dallas, the Eagles leaned too much on Jalen Hurts' legs. He bailed them out, but this offense can't live off desperation scrambles. Hurts needs to trust his weapons, take shots downfield, and give A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith chances on those 50-50 balls. Championship teams rely on their stars. A.J. Brown getting only 1 target in Week 1? That cannot happen again. If he doesn't get involved, this offense will stall out. Now let's talk personnel. The Eagles went heavy against Dallas, lots of 12 and 13 personnel, stacking the line, trying to bully their way through. And guess what? It didn't work. Saquon Barkley was bottled up. Outside of one clever misdirection toss, the run game out of those big sets was a mess. But when the Eagles spread it out with 11 personnel, Barkley had 4 carries for 30 yards, explosive, dangerous, effective. That's the adjustment Philadelphia needs. Spread the field. Let Saquon cook in space. And now the biggest key of all: pressure Patrick Mahomes. If the Eagles want to win this game, they have to attack him all night long. History has shown us the formula. Super Bowl 55, the Bucs smothered him with pressure, he looked lost. Super Bowl 59, the Eagles unleashed 16 pressures, 11 hits, and 6 sacks without blitzing once. That was the worst game of Mahomes' career. He started forcing throws, losing confidence, and handing the ball away. When you rattle him, you change the whole game. And here's the thing: the Chiefs are banged up. No Xavier Worthy. No Rashee Rice. This is not the same Kansas City machine we're used to. If Philadelphia's front seven hunts Mahomes the way they did last February, this game tilts hard in the Eagles' favor. Yes, Arrowhead is loud. Yes, Andy Reid with extra prep is always dangerous. But this Eagles team is deeper, stronger, and more talented than the one that went into Kansas City in 2023 and pulled out a win. My prediction? It's going to be a heavyweight fight, punch for punch, moment for moment. But when the smoke clears, I believe the Eagles outlast Kansas City. Final score, Eagles 31, Chiefs 29. Now it's your turn, what's your prediction? Drop the score in the comments right now. Do you think the Birds start 2-0 and send the Chiefs to 0-2, or will Mahomes pull off another Arrowhead classic? Let's hear it, this one's going to be unforgettable.